Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, welcome back. I just started the video right before this, and I realized that every time I do, I like rock really deep in my chair. And then when I noticed it, I couldn't keep going. I had to restart without the chair rock. So we're gonna jump into another speedrun game here. See how this goes. We're gonna burn the hell out of ourselves with a cup of coffee first, and pour it on ourselves for good measure. Geez, we're not off to a good start today, guys. My goodness. What? Oh. Alright. Here we go. Caro Kann, here we go. E4, C6, D5. All the good stuff. Oh. Man, that coffee is hot. Holy crap. Whew. Yeah, I got up today at noon. I went to bed. I made that video yesterday. And then I went to bed. And I had to meet my mom and my sister this morning for breakfast. Lunch, I guess, actually. So I went and met them at the Mexican place. And we had lunch. That was around noon. And then I came home after that and slept until 6. That 30 hours business is just, that's a long time to be awake. So this move here does blunder this pawn. I'm not sure that I can hang on to it, but we're going to try. We're not going to do it like that, though. I don't think. But, you know, we're up a pawn, so feels nice. What is that name? Yevon Fleesta? Evan? Evan? I don't know. I don't know. This move targets the pawn. This move defends the pawn. Here, and then this hits it again. Yeah, so he does it like that. Now, I could defend it like this. And I want to get the bishop out anyway. But then he plays this. I do have this. Check. This check removes an attacker. I don't want to spend the entire game trying to hang on to that pawn. I'm going to start with that. It disallows this move. So I could take this if he tries to come in and start pushing my pieces away. This move I could meet with this. So, you know, now if he pushes this, this is hanging. Alright? So, because the point was, if I started here, he could push this, and when I drop back, he could play that, and then push the bishop, bringing that guy to the party. So I could take here. And that does damage his structure. But if I don't take, where does that knight go? I also have that, but that's not so cute. I could take, damage his pawns, but then he gets to add a defender like that. So I think, let's play that, because that's his only square with this guy. So let's take it away, so he's not able to move that so easily. Just make it uncomfortable. That adds an attacker. but again could be met with this. You can add a defender here. Like I said, I don't really want to spend the entire game trying to hang on to this one pawn that I won. But it seems to me like that's a fairly easy scheme to follow, right? I mean, develop my pieces in an effort to defend it, because he's going to have to develop in an attempt to take it, right? So we got this move. That does walk into this. Is that helpful? That's kind of to be determined, right, I guess. If I play that, I can't move this guy forward. I do have this move, letting him out. I got that check. Oh. No, actually, that's fine. So we want to play this. I could play that. I don't really want to. I think, though, that this is what we're going to get. I could play here. What I don't want to do is play something like this and force him to move that bishop. Well, I mean, if he moves the bishop, I want it to be on my terms, right? Or like I don't want to waste my time trying to chase it away somehow and let him park a knight, is what I'm getting at. Now, if he pushed forward, I would just solidify the pawn. So I've got this move which hits this guy and this pawn. Here, and then I could go back. I want to play that. I don't want to block my bishop. Maybe I should just play this now. Why did he play this move? He could go here and hit this guy, but then I could play here and defend it. I feel like taking this is the best move, but I'm not going to play that. Like, it does damage his structure, sure, but my king is also over here. So I'm not terribly in love with that idea. So he's threatening this, and you know, I could meet that a couple of different ways. If I played, well, all right. I could go here if we trade queens. I don't want to let him have that. But obviously I can't go here. If I go here, that's kind of iffy. But I could take this with that. So for example, here, if he pushed, I could just take like that. Yeah, let's defend it like this. This is probably the better approach because it targets that pawn, but it's all right. Now I have this. Obviously I don't want to drop that pawn, so I could play here. That defends it, or I have this, which honestly kind of feels like a little bit of a waste of time. This allows my bishop out, and I think that this is the better better approach here. Now, if he castles, then we will snipe that guy right there off. But if he doesn't do anything, I think then that this is the move. Why didn't I just play this last time? Oh, because this allows the bishop to develop, yeah. I remember. Oh, yeah. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, I did not see coming. I'm not sure why he done that. Couldn't tell you. Knight in the center feels right, but I think so. If I play this takes, then the queen actually gets to take here. So with that in mind, let's play this. Because like I said, I don't want the queen to take this, right? So if I played the bishop here and he took, I have to recapture this way, which the queen is overloaded, and I would drop that pawn. And that actually is a catastrophic move. So, alright. So I think now, if I take, he's going to have to take like this or he drops that piece. So let's go ahead, we'll take that. You can't take like this. You have to take with the king. And then maybe we do go ahead and take that knight. But also, this guy here's hanging. Yeah, that hangs the this guy. Now, I think what he wants to do is push, but I could take. He takes, I take. If he takes, I take. That's fine. We're not worried about that. I think now is a good time to just get out of the center of the board. So, because that pawn can't push. I mean, I guess he can, but it's a bad move. And I'm kind of thinking about knight to d5 now. I'd like to get... Now, this is also... Nah, I can't do that. Can't do that. Maybe a better way to protect that square was queen to c8. I didn't want to damage my pawn structure, or I could have went to B6, but... So let's play this now. Plunk that knight right into the center. And if he does capture, then we take like that. Maybe this was the better move to stop that knight from getting to here. This is also an idea. I'm going to play here. I'm going to play this, and then I think I'll play that. I want to stop that knight from having access to D6. I don't want him to jump into there. Okay. Now I have this, which hits that pawn. He could solidify the pawn, but this adds defense to this. There's also this, which forces something off the board. Yeah, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play that. My C pawn is supported by the queen and that knight, so I'm fine with that. And if he captures my knight, we'll take with the E pawn and have a nice little bind over on the queen side. And if he drops back, we'll take with the bishop and get that bishop off the board. But this allows us to, maybe maneuver our knight now into the game. That gives us a route into the game. So, there's also where that hangs a pawn. Yeah, he's got to either take the knight or trade queens, or I'm sorry, trade bishops. So here opens up the E file, and it seems a fairly natural place for a rook. So let's go ahead and do that. That's all happy now. There's nothing, to defend back here now. And, maybe we could start trying to harass this guy. You don't have a whole lot of squares. So something like that. Yeah, that queen's starting to run pretty low on squares. So we can see the idea here now. If I play this and he comes over, let's start with this, because now if he comes over, you lose the game. So let's start with that. Alright, so the problem with this is a check hitting the queen. Check from the rook, attack by the queen, and there you go. So bringing the king to this square ultimately costs you the game, and I don't understand really the logic behind that move. I want to get that rook into the game, but I'd like to have a good square to go to do that. And this is really about my only option. So I think I'm going to pin him with this. Are we worried about here and that? So that's a problem. But he could go back to there. So I think I could do this, swing the rook over. Yeah, let's play it like this. Get our last piece developed. Rook's coming into the game. Play here. If he plays that, I could just take this. I could have actually pinned that knight and then won it. Not won it, but taken it. So let's play this. Pressure the pinned piece. If the knight moves, the bishop is gone. Or I'm sorry, the pawn is gone. Of course, the king could move and break the pin, but yeah. Now that drops this guy. And I have this, but the problem is that move there. Now I would have this, but he could exchange 2 pieces, the rook for 2 pieces. So a couple of ways to approach this. He doesn't have that move because I would take. So let's play this. Let's play the bishop back. We don't have to recreate the wheel or do anything terribly fancy. Just bring the bishop back. We could pin the knight and see what we could, you know, maybe we take it. Maybe we just grab the knight. I don't want to, I don't want to block that pin, because maybe we want to come here and try to win that bishop. So, like, he needs to think about that, because I could add a second attacker right now. So how do you need to break the pin. And you can't add a second defender, and you know, next move. So, like, say he plays pawn to a4, well, queen to e7, and how do you add another defender to that bishop? If you play rook down 1, I take it. So you need to do something about that pin right now. Well, I guess actually it could play knight in. Knight into e5. But then I think maybe you just, well, so maybe before we play our queen over, we should play a little prophylactic move and take the knight out of the equation. Just go ahead and pin it and try to knock it out. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go here. Because this move anchors this guy. Well, actually, that's a pretty good move right now, ain't it? That's probably how I would go. I'd do that right now. Because if you don't do that, I'm gonna pin that guy. Okay. 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 So how do you make progress here? Well, he could double up here and add attackers to this, which is not what we want. I could play that. If he goes here, then this is a waste of time. Well, maybe not, actually. But then where do I go from here? Yeah, it's not really great. No. No. My queen has not been able to do a whole lot so far. I'd like to trade a pair of rooks, but we've not been able to accomplish that yet. This move feels like a pretty good move, getting right into the center of the board, but I don't really love that. This is my problem. I get into these positions and I'm just really indecisive. I don't know what to play. Here and here. Let's try it. I have that, but again, he could come down. Let's get rid of this knight. Let's try to get rid of the friggin' knight. That guy is annoying me to death. He's everywhere at all times. Let's get him out of here. Now, that's a threat now. That's not so much of a threat right now. But maybe I could play something like this. We'll see how it goes here. But now we're starting to try to make a couple of moves here and try to get into a position to do something. He's done a good job. I mean, this is good. Now, unfortunately, this comes, you know, with a check, and there will be a trade at the end of this. So, so that's a fine move. I have another check. Let's play it. If he comes down, I have that. I want to get that rook off the board. So he's got one rook. So we're up a minor piece. I have this, which hits the rook. Does he have any good entry squares? Well, he's got this, actually. He does have that. That pawn is hanging. So let's... If I took that and he goes and he takes mine, I've got to check. He steps over, I play that. If he hit it, I could defend. I don't think there's a good reason to give that pawn away. If he pushed, we could trade. He doesn't have a light squared bishop, so I do have adequate luft. That hangs that pawn. Possibly that pawn. Well, I guess he could play here, but... something like that would be, you know, because we have a check, so we have to be conscious of potential forking opportunities here. There's no way for me to lure him to that square. I have this. Maybe you play that. I'm going to play this and give him the chance to threaten this guy. I know that it allows that bishop to slice through here, but I'm okay with that. That's okay. Check. Here. I don't have anywhere good for this bishop to go. And then I'm in a whole lot of trouble. Let's play this. Just keep it on that diagonal. That's fine. I'm also guarding against that, so if he came back here, there's no chance that he gets in. And I need to find a way. Actually, if I played here, I could force those bishops off. It would come at the cost of a couple of pawns. Yeah, I'm going to play this. Let's get rid of that bishop. If I could get rid of the bishop, I'm happy. If he doesn't take it, then I'll take that pawn. So, I mean, he could defend like that, but I'm still going to take the bishop. So, man, this guy's played. Let's go ahead and take that. And I could play this. I don't want to do that, obviously. I could play this if he takes. So if I play here, that just makes my bishop stupid. So let's go here. Let's go here. That hits that guy. This is now an idea too. This is tied to that. So in theory here, I should be able to put pressure on that. All right, let's start pushing these pawns. That's defended. This is all defended. Everything's defended, except that. That's not defended. I would like... So he's hitting that, but that's not a thing. So let's play this. Just keep pushing them. Just keep pushing them. You can't take. If you go here, I'll take, and you capture, but you've not gained much. If he takes, he loses that. Push here. I'm going to play this move. And I'm going to keep the king from getting over there. That's how I'm going to start this. This bishop doesn't have that move now. So let's hit the bishop again. If he plays this, that's a fork winning the piece. So he can't play rook over. I've gotten myself into pretty nasty time trouble here. Defended by the knight, hitting the rook. We got a rook, and then the game's over from here. Nice. I thought it was a stalemate. Oh, no. All right. So let's have a look at that. That was a good game. I mean, he blundered, you know, a couple of times, but, I mean, he done a good job. He done a good job. Ah, queen takes. Come on, Bill. What, am I blind? Okay, I did get that right at least. Okay. I took with the wrong pawn. Yeah, and then blunders the queen. Yeah, I thought that bishop move may be okay there. Yeah, and then knight in was, yeah. And here, I'm just like, man, I want to get rid of this knight. Because I didn't want him to plant it on e5. Ah, piss. Oh, I got that fork. Oh, my. I got on the light square because he's got a dark squared bishop, so I didn't want any kind of tactics. Yeah, and here. Yeah. Anyway, that guy played really well, man. Holy crap. I'm you know, props to this dude. 87% accurate. I mean, you know, he blundered a couple of times, but I mean, 87% is 87%, you know? So, anyway, if y'all like that, like, comment, subscribe, all the things, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.